Hello, Alabama. Shall we see the news? This is very good news for Bama, and you will understand why. The Georgia Bulldogs' acquisition of Ryan Montgomery's commitment certainly adds a new layer of complexity to the college football recruiting landscape, especially in regards to the potential draft of Julian Lewis. However, from Alabama's perspective, this situation can be seen as a significant strategic opportunity. Have you signed up yet? Sign up to receive more news from Alabama. Firstly, Montgomery's presence as a solid commitment for the Bulldogs could add to the uncertainty surrounding Lewis' commitment to the USC Trojans. When a top player like Montgomery commits to a team, it often influences other players at his position to evaluate their own draft options. In this case, Montgomery's presence as the Bulldogs' committed quarterback could lead Lewis to re-evaluate his decision to remain committed to the Trojans, especially if he realizes he would have a better opportunity to play on a team where there is no solid commitment to another quarterback. Furthermore, the possible presence of two high-caliber quarterbacks, such as Montgomery and Lewis, in the same recruiting class could be highly attractive for Alabama. Having two talents at that level competing for the quarterback position would not only increase the depth and competitiveness at the position, but it would also provide the coach and team with significant strategic flexibility. This would allow Alabama to explore different tactical schemes and adapt its game approach according to the specific circumstances of each match and opponent. Furthermore, healthy competition between Montgomery and Lewis could boost the performance of both players, encouraging them to reach their full potential and further excel on the college football scene. This dynamic of internal competition often results in an increased level of play and faster player development, which in turn would directly benefit Alabama and its quest for continued success. Therefore, given these facts, it is reasonable to conclude that the current situation in the college recruiting landscape, with Montgomery's arrival to the Bulldogs, could represent a strategic advantage for Alabama in its quest to recruit Julian Lewis. Montgomery's presence as a solid commitment for the Bulldogs creates a window of opportunity for Alabama to revive its interest in Lewis and potentially persuade him to reconsider his commitment to the Trojans in favor of a move to Alabama. And there's more news. The mood is very good in Tuscaloosa as the Alabama Crimson Tide football program has completed its spring practice and dived headlong into the recruiting heat. With a new offensive and defensive playbook in hand courtesy of head coach Kalen DeBoer, the team is prepared to face the challenges ahead, with recruiting taking center stage. While this weekend doesn't bring the same frenzy as last Saturday's A-Day, there is still a vibrant atmosphere around campus, especially with the presence of one of the top talents in the class of 2025 on his second visit to Tuscaloosa in just 1 month. Dijon Lee, a 5-star cornerback from Mission Viejo, California, is on the recruiting radar of several major universities. With his impressive physical measurements and athletic abilities, Lee could become an invaluable addition to the Crimson Tide. His decision to return for an unofficial visit this weekend is a promising sign of his interest in the program. Scheduling an official visit for June, Lee is clearly considering all of his options before making a final decision. Meanwhile, Dawson Merritt, a 4-star linebacker from Blue Valley High School in Stillwell, Kansas, is also on campus for his official visit. With an impressive athletic pedigree and a solid track record on the field, Merritt is another player who could further strengthen the Crimson Tide's defense. His connection to the sport through his father, a former NFL player and current coach, adds an additional layer of interest to his recruiting journey. As recruiting heats up, the competition for these talented young athletes will only increase. The Alabama Crimson Tide is determined to stay on top by continuing to attract the best and brightest talent to Tuscaloosa. With Lee and Merritt considering their options, the program's future is about to get even more exciting. And there's more news for you. The 2024 season is upon us, and a serious question is being asked among college football halls. Is Alabama Crimson Tide quarterback Jalen Milroe the next Heisman Trophy candidate? Last season saw Milroe take the reins as a starter, facing early challenges that gave way to remarkable growth throughout the league. His ability to lead the Bama offense saw him accumulate 2,834 passing yards and 23 touchdowns, along with 531 rushing yards and 12 touchdowns. While the Crimson Tide fell to Michigan in the Rose Bowl, his performance highlighted his ability and promise as a quarterback. Early Heisman Trophy projections place Milroe as the fourth favorite, fueling speculation that he could be Alabama's next big winner since Bryce Young in 2021. His ability to create memorable moments like the legendary 4th and 31 play against Auburn demonstrates its ability to shine in decisive moments. However, the real reason to consider Milroe as the top Heisman candidate lies not just in his spectacular plays, but rather in his unparalleled ability as an athlete. If he receives adequate support from his offensive line, Milroe's potential is limitless, and the Crimson Tide under the leadership of Kalen DeBoer could become a force to be reckoned with in the race for the SEC title and a spot in the college football playoff. While it's too early to make definitive predictions, it wouldn't be surprising to see Jalen Milroe lift the Heisman Trophy at the end of the 2024 season. Whether it's playing with pinpoint passing or escaping defenses with his agility on the ground, Milroe is a player capable of doing it all and much more. The Crimson Tide is ready for another exciting season, and with Milroe leading the way, they can continue to write their story as one of the most dominant teams in college football. Now the latest news. What a stunning turn of events the past year has brought for Alabama Crimson Tide football fans. While this time last year, there were palpable concerns about the depth and quality in the quarterback room, now the position is emerging as one of the team's strengths, perhaps even the best in the country. Jalen Milroe's return to the Crimson Tide after an impressive season that saw him start 13 games and rank in the top 10 in Heisman Trophy voting is a huge boost for the team. Additionally, the presence of Ty Simpson, a former five-star who has quickly established himself as a reliable presence in the SEC, adds valuable depth to the position. With Dylan Lonergan and Austin Mack also showing promise and potential, Alabama is well stocked with talent at the quarterback position. The enthusiasm of head coach Kalen DeBoer and the Alabama offensive coaching staff is palpable when talking about the quarterback group. The progress and dedication demonstrated by these players during the spring is a source of pride for everyone involved in the program. While competition is fierce, with each quarterback looking to excel, there is a sense of camaraderie and mutual trust that permeates the quarterback room, driving collective and individual development. Coach DeBoer's game-friendly approach and track record of developing NFL-caliber quarterbacks certainly contribute to the cohesion and success of this unit. His ability to foster healthy competition while nurturing positive relationships between players is an invaluable quality in a quarterback's coach. With the support of DeBoer and the coaching staff, these quarterbacks are ready to take on any challenge that presents itself, further solidifying Alabama's position as a force to be reckoned with on the college football scene. I want to see your comments, because your opinion is important to Bama.